Hi guys, it's Michelle with Fabric Funhouse again, and today I'm going to talk to you about a special product that we're bringing on in 2021. I'm filming this before we launch, so nobody knows about it yet. I'm very excited to bring it to you. If you're watching this video though, most likely it's a little bit in the future and you already know that Fabric Funhouse has brought on a line of metal zippers. These are beautiful. So we've brought on 7 different colors. One of them is this beautiful cobalt that's a little bit less demure, a little bit more fun. And we've brought on 3 finishes in each: a gunmetal, a light gold, and a nickel. So this is great. So this is actually about, like, I want to say like 3 to 5 pounds of zippers. It's very, very heavy, but they are gorgeous. And we're very excited to bring them to you. I did make one yesterday, in full disclosure. I made one yesterday because I wanted to walk through the process myself before filming this video once. And I gotta tell you guys, it was very intimidating for me. I've never used a metal zipper that I've had to put, you know, any cut or put anything on there. I have always been scared of sewing through a metal zipper. I don't know why. I just how I've been. So, but yesterday when I walked through creating a zipper, I gotta tell you, man, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be, which is funny. That's usually how that turns out. I'm scared to do something, I do it, it's not that bad. So, I know that there's probably a lot of people like me who have been sewing a while maybe, but aren't the best. No, I'm not the best. I'm probably not even the mediumist. But they're probably apprehensive about doing metal zippers, or think that this is too above their pay grade, I guess, to tackle. That's how I was. But you know, after doing the zipper yesterday, it was just a lot easier than I thought it would be. So I've picked out this charcoal with gunmetal I'll work with today, in the hopes that I will tackle the Grainline Studio Portside duffel bag this year. That's one of my goals. I'm going a little high this year, so I'm going to try to tackle that one. But so what I need to do is cut a 21-inch zipper out of this somehow. So Fabric Funhouse, when you order a yard of zipper tape, if you order multiple yards, it will come continuous, but you'll get something that looks like this on the ends. You might have some fraying from shipping, you might have teeth right at the end, you might have a little bit of extra tape if it was the end of the roll. So you know, how do you get this to be the length that you need, as well as, you know, getting the teeth off or whatever else we need to do. So I'm going to walk you through that. But first, I'm going to talk to you about the components and some of the tools that you'll need. I spent a lot of time researching and a lot of time doing this before I made this video, because apparently this is what I do now with my life. You'll also order stops. You'll order a package of stops from us, which will include 10 top stops and 5 bottom stops. And the bottom stops kind of look like a little X, but you'll get this little X looking thing, and then you'll get these little, they're like C shapes, they just hook onto the tape itself. They're very small. So you'll get bottom stops and top stops, and it's more like, I think the names come from apparel. If you had a dress and you needed to open it at the top and you wanted these two to stay separate so that you could step into your dress, those are where the top stops would go. They keep the zipper separate and open, but don't allow the slider to go past that point. A bottom stop fully closes the zipper and keeps the teeth together. So in bag making specifically, you actually don't need to use stops at all. You could use tabs. You might want to use a top stop if you know you're folding back the tape and the front of it's open and it has a tab at the bottom. There's so many different ways to do this. So it's a little bit of a learning process for me too. So let's talk about sliders for a second. Here, I'll pull these over. So Fabric Funhouse has brought on 2 different types of sliders. One is this We're calling it a DIY slider. It basically has like a horseshoe on the end that you can either put a charm or a tab or, you know, a string or a piece of cork, anything that you want to add to this to be the pull. This is that. So you can, you know, leave it like this if you really wanted to, but why would you do that? So the other thing that we brought on though is these olive wood pulls. Each one of them is unique. It is real wood. So you have your choice here. These will come in packages of 3. And then these will come in packages of 6, of course, because these are a little more expensive than these. But we wanted to make sure that you kind of had your choice here of how you want to go. All right, so let's talk about the tools that you're going to need in order to make your own zipper out of these. So the first thing that you're going to need is a hammer. Doesn't matter what it is as long as it has kind of a flat head and a good surface. It does need to be a little bit heavy. You're going to be using a tool. Now this is only if you use a certain tool. You don't have to have this if you decide to go a different route, which you'll understand here in a second. But the other thing you'll need is possibly a smaller mallet. You don't have to have this size. This is actually kind of a large one, but this one will help you put your stops on to keep them from wiggling until you can clamp them down pretty hard. So you might need a mallet. You can get a set of needle nose or snub nose pliers. I don't think it matters, or at least it didn't to me. The main thing that you need is something that will clamp hard. I found that these don't clamp as hard, I think because they're meant for smaller, thinner wire jewelry. These, however, did the trick, but I did need to put a piece of fabric in between it and the stops to keep it from scratching them. So just keep that in mind. You definitely want to practice a little before you go ahead with these tools. But anyway, set of pliers. You might need a lighter. Our tape is made out of cotton poly, but it still will melt. So then there are these 2 different tools. You can do a set of jewelry nippers like this. And what this is for is basically the teeth are like, they're shaped like this, basically, like this. And they go around the edge of the tape. So the nippers, you're basically putting underneath the tooth and prying it up to where this will now fall off of the tape because it has a big enough gap. I hope that makes sense. You can cut through them and you can yank them off. I've seen people do that on YouTube videos, but it trashes your tape. And I'm trying really hard to look professional if I'm going to use this zipper because it's not cheap. And I'm working very hard. I want to keep it looking nice. So I'll show you how to use that in a second. But the other thing you can order, and I got this off Amazon, is a zipper tool. And this is a number 5. Our zippers are 6 mil, but this still will work. If you use, basically what you'll do is you put this on to the zipper like this, and you're going to hammer it. Don't use this to hammer it. It doesn't work. Use this. I tried that yesterday too. It was great. Thought it was me, and it was. So you'll basically hammer this, and what it does is it breaks the teeth, and then the pieces just fall off. It's super easy. I don't find one tool to be easier over the other tool. This one seems to be quicker, but it doesn't always break the teeth all the way through because our metal teeth are hardcore. They're very hardcore. They are thicker than some of the other metal teeth I've used before. So it takes some hammering. It takes some patience on either end. But honestly, if you have nippers in your house, just use them. It's easy. You get quicker at it, I promise. But if you want to order this, I think it was like $7. It was nothing, but it does work kind of cool. Anyway, I'll show you this too. Okay, so I'm going to go off of this pattern right here, Grand Line Studio Portside Travel Set. And what I'm doing is I'm going off the premise that they want a 21-inch zipper. Ooh, that they want a 21-inch zipper for the duffel bag. And if you can see here, the finished measurements for the duffel bag are 20 inches. So most likely I need a ½ inch on either side, extra tape. But I'm going to go ahead and look at the instructions here, read it over. And it actually looks like I might want to do tabs instead of stops, but you can do both. So I'll go ahead for this video and do a bottom stop on either side that I can then meet with a tab if I need to make up that space. So that's what I'm going to do. What we need to do first is mark our tape. So I need a 21-inch zipper, but I also need a little bit extra tape outside of the zipper range that I'm going to sew into the bag. I'm going to measure 21 inches. And then I'm going to mark that. That's the end of the teeth. And then an extra ½ inch for the tape. Then what you'll do is you will remove the teeth up to the mark where you want those to end. So what you'll want to do is cut through the teeth at your mark where the tape starts. You'll do this by taking a pair of scissors you do not care about them, and you will put them between the first set of teeth and then angle it and then go through the second set of teeth. So it's basically like cut them, angle through those teeth, and then the rest of the tape. So once you have the end of your tape set, now you need to get the teeth off to that second mark that you made. The way you can do this is one of two methods that we talked about earlier. So here I'm using the pliers to open up the individual teeth so that I can take them off of the tape. You can do this up to that mark. The other way is to take the zipper tool, place the striker underneath your zipper, put the tool on top of the teeth that you want to break and eliminate, and they're going to break. Listen, you're not putting these teeth back on the zipper. It's just not happening. So breaking, pulling, it really doesn't matter. You're going to put them on there. You're going to take your trusty hammer, your real hammer, not a mallet, and you're going to bang this onto the striker plate, and it should break the teeth after a couple of hits. And then you can just flick them off, basically, dust it off. All right, so you've broken some teeth up to the point where you want your zipper to start. Now you're going to insert your slider. The way you do that is you're going to pull apart a few of those teeth you just left on there. You're going to, it's just like any old tape, but you're going to slide the tape in. You're going to try to make it as even as possible and then pull the tape at the bottom of the slider until it is secure onto the teeth. Then what I like to do is slide it all the way up because it's easier to sew with and that way the teeth are still together for the next couple of parts. But okay, so we've broken the teeth up to the point where we want the zipper to end. Now you have to figure out, and maybe you should have done this earlier when you were looking at the pattern, but you have to figure out what kind of stops do you want to use. Do you need an open end at one side of your bag? Do you need them to both be closed? Are you inserting tabs instead? You can use a conjunction of these. You can slide it into the tape like so, and you want to get it right up next to those teeth. And then you want to take your mallet, because it's not going to mar your stop, and you want to hit it a couple of times, and all that's doing is clamping it down a little. It will still move. Like if you take this and it's going to move up and down this tape because it's not secure enough. So then you want to take your handy dandy really good pliers, and you're going to take it to the very end, and you're going to clamp down on that. You're going to do that for the other side as well. If it's top stops, same thing. The only difference being is that it will fit on one side of the tape and then you'll have to do the other side. But you do want it right by the teeth. You do want it right by the teeth. But I will say that the thing I didn't do yesterday that I wish I would have done is lined up these stops better. So one's not higher than the other to make it look a little nicer. So just keep that in mind. You might just want to line them up equidistant from the teeth or from each other. All right, so now you've got your stops on. You have a zipper. You can open up the rest of your teeth either to the open end or to another bottom stop, whichever you chose. And if your teeth are still closed because you use 2 bottom stops, you'll just pry open the teeth that are on the top side of your slider. Don't pull these open. That would suck for you. Pull these open. So now our zipper's done. If you have any fraying at the end, just take your lighter or whatever your heat source is, and you're just going to just zap it a little bit. You don't even need to hold it onto the material. It should melt that down just enough to keep it from fraying. And that's it. Your metal zipper is ready to go in your next project. Something that will look professional, sleek, and very high-end. It'll make your bag feel like $1 million. At the very least, I hope this video has helped inform you a little bit more about metal zippers and their components, the tools that you need to make a metal zipper yourself and cut it to size for any project. And if you need to prep multiple zippers, I know that I've thought, man, it would be super easy to cut them to size, take all my stops, sit at a TV tray while watching Grey's Anatomy, and just put them together for my next projects. So I hope you are a little less apprehensive to try metal zippers. I hope that the next selfish sew or professional looking project you want to tackle, you try one of these. Don't be afraid, man. They are easy. They're so much easier than you think they might be. I promise. It looks so nice when you get done. As you will see in our next video. So if you like this video and you want to learn more, hit the subscribe button. If you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments down below. Alright makers, well until the next time, just remember, all you need is a little love and a big idea. Thanks guys! But the cool thing is that you can put 2 sliders on this. You can make it a 2-headed slider. You can do 2 open ends. You can do 2 closed ends. You can, no, you can't do 2 open ends. That would be stupid. Don't do that. Then your zipper's pretty much done, except for putting on a slider. Oh, I forgot that step. Please click that subscribe button. Please smash that. That's why they say smash, isn't it? Click is hard. Click is a hard way to say that. What are the cool kids saying? Smash that button. Smash that subscribe button. Like, thumbs up, something. Smash that subscribe button. Mush it down. Your metal zipper. It's gonna be glorious. Wait and see.